So, starting again on the 16th of May, and things are really starting to kick off in the garden. Alliums are in full flight, and across the front of the house, the rose is really flowering well. The alliums are there. Even the little baby plants are starting to grow a bit. That tall Rosa rugosa is really just full of scent and colour. The delphiniums are flowering, they're looking great. Across the terrace by the back of the kitchen, the two pillars of clematis are just smelling utterly glorious, and it's such a beautiful flower when you get up close. Looking up towards the hunky punk, it's kind of full of colour with the various foliage, and then the flowers are just the cool blues and the whites, just a hint of pink. Lovely iris, that one. And then the thalictrum, and yeah, the thalictrum's it just glows when the light comes through it. It's just heavenly. As you come along the wall, this sort of apricot rose is in full flower, looking just great. And as you look back across, the privet have had a haircut, they're looking very smart. The peonies are full of promise, again, maybe next week. But as you look along there, there's just quite a lot of full growth. A few heroes of the red bed. They're still hanging in there, the helianthemum. And then this other, slightly more delicate orangey rose is just really good. By the terrace, those irises are really kind of just a glorious colour at the moment, and very well set off by the foliage behind them. I was exploring just the depth of the shape and the colour, and the detail in them is just mesmerising. But as you come across, you get the other kind of iris, which are also lovely, but different. No beards on these ones. Beard-free, that's me. As you come out in towards the orchard, you come past this little hawthorn bush, which is very good. The grasses are starting to have a bit of movement. Speaking of movement, there's Kevin. The peacock looking great. The wildflowers are really coming through. However, we've had frost this week, and several things, including my Morus, are not happy about that. The pond, however, is perfectly happy, and the flag iris is looking great. This was really early on the Sunday morning, actually. It's a bit of a cheat, but it was just too good not to take the photos then. The light was just glorious. And I got a bee. So speaking of busy bees, Johnny's been building an extension to his railway, the lockdown loop. These are the thalictrum in the Eudophyry, which are a slightly paler but much bigger form of the plant. More lockdown loop. The irises in that bed are glorious there. They're called sparkling rose, and that burnet has really come on this week as well. And at the top of the Eudophyry, you get the little wall along by the cars. In the secret garden, this shady corner, which I haven't really featured the last couple of weeks, is just great. The different colours and the shapes and the forms of the foliage, those giant hosta leaves gradually unfolding. And this very nice Euphorbia mellifera in the corner. The light this morning, as I said, was great. And this is just a little bit of basically weed, but I quite like them, so I've left them. Looking across, things are definitely putting on a bit of bulk. There's a few things starting to come through. Very nice to see a flowering shrub. It'd be even better when it's taller than the grasses around it. But again, it's the irises. It's the week of the irises. Maybe next week it'll be somebody else's turn, but the irises and still the aquilegias hanging on. But again, the thalictrum in the secret garden is a very lovely colour. Beginnings of things happening in the greenhouse, above and beyond propagation, more frost damage. Urgh. But the wall's fine, and those flowers are looking good. That lump of roses is getting quite big. And then we've got these two lumps of box, which I've been discussing with Jack how they should get trimmed. and then just a few weeds by the edge of the shed.